All right. Let me tell you something. We all got dreams. Big ones, wild ones, scary ones. The kind that keep you up at night and wake you up in the morning. The kind that make you question your sanity, make you doubt yourself, and still somehow make you feel alive. Now, here's the thing about big dreams. They're too wide, too bright, too bold to be seen from the past. They live in the windshield, straight ahead out there in the open road where you haven't driven yet. They ask more of you. They want all of you. And if your dream doesn't scare you just a little bit, then maybe it ain't big enough. We're raised to be practical, to play it safe. We get told, don't get your hopes up, be realistic, aim smaller. But let me ask you, when did realistic ever change the world? See, a big dream, it's not about having it all figured out. It's about having the courage to start when you don't. It's not about guarantee. It's about faith in something that hasn't happened yet. It's not about waiting for the green light. It's about driving toward it even when it's still red. You want to chase that dream? Good. Just know that some days it's going to chase you back. You're going to fall. You're going to fail. People will laugh, ignore you, underestimate you. Let them. That's not your business. Your business is the pursuit. Your business is the grind. Your business is to keep showing up, because dreams, the big ones, they don't come true in a flash. They come true in footsteps, in sweat, in silence, in stillness, in the long, lonely minutes when no one's watching and you keep going anyway. Now, listen close. Don't dream just to get something. Dream to give something. Let your dream lift others. Let it ripple. Let it shine so bright it lights the way for someone else walking through their own darkness. And remember, your big dream, it ain't about being famous. It ain't about being rich. It's about being real. It's about being true. It's about becoming you, unfiltered, unlocked, unafraid. So dream big. Dream with your eyes wide open. And when you get there, wherever there is, don't forget to look around and whisper, yeah, this is it. Keep living. Big dreams don't live in the rear view. They live in the windshield. See, the rear view mirror, that's where your past lives. It's compact, confined, and limited in scope. You can glance back, sure, and you should. The rear view is there for a reason. It reminds you of where you've been, of the miles you've covered, the detours, the potholes, the exits you took too soon, and the ones you barely made. It holds the echoes of mistakes, the snapshots of victories, the slow traffic of self-doubt, and the rear-end collisions of regret. That rear view, it's a teacher, but it ain't a guide. It can tell you what's behind, but it won't show you what's ahead. Now, the windshield, that's a whole different thing. That's wide open. That's the horizon. That's where the road goes on further than your eyes can see and where your imagination starts to stretch beyond what you've known. That's where big dreams live. Not boxed up, not confined. They live out front, full size, in motion, waiting for you to chase them down. Big dreams need space. They need forward motion. They need clarity and courage. You can't back into a dream. You can't reverse your way into purpose. You got to move ahead. You got to put your hands on the wheel, eyes forward, foot on the gas, and drive. And that ain't easy. The road out front, it's full of uncertainty, full of curves, of storms, of roads under construction, and that's okay. Because what's behind you is already written. What's ahead, that's where the story still breathes. Too many people get caught up staring in the rear view. They replay what went wrong, what they should have done, who they could have been. They carry that baggage, let it ride shotgun, let it whisper in their ear that they missed their chance, that the best days are behind them. But you can't drive forward looking backward. You crash that way. You stall. You miss the turns that matter. Big dreams, they demand your attention. They don't speak in past tense. They speak in what could be, in what's possible, in the raw electricity of potential. They show up in that vast stretch of road out front and say, come get me. They ain't waiting for your perfect plan or your clean resume. They're waiting on your momentum. The windshield is about perspective. You sit behind it and you choose your direction. You choose your pace. You decide if you're going to take the next exit or keep pushing through. That's power. That's freedom. But it's also responsibility, because no one else can see through your windshield the way you can. They might have their own maps, their own advice, but only you know where your dream lives. Only you can take that road. The rear view might show you failure. The windshield shows you redemption. The rear view might show you what broke you. The windshield shows you what can build you. It's all about where you choose to keep your focus. Looking back is natural, but living back, that's a trap. Don't mistake reflection for direction. You got a big dream? Then stop measuring it by what's already happened. Stop comparing it to what went wrong. Your dream doesn't care how many wrong turns you took. It only wants to know if you're still willing to drive. If you're still willing to risk a flat tire to keep the engine running, even when the road is dark and the signs are few and far between. The view ahead, it ain't always clear. Sometimes it fogs up. Sometimes it rains so hard you can't see 10 feet ahead. But you don't stop. You slow down maybe. You trust that the road's still there. And more importantly, you trust that your dream is still out there too. Because it is. It's just further up the road, maybe around the next bend, maybe over the next hill. Big dreams don't belong behind you. They're not yesterday's news. They're not a missed opportunity or a forgotten fantasy. They are alive, moving, breathing, and waiting in the direction you haven't gone yet. They ask you to believe in the unseen. They ask you to look forward, even when the past is yelling at you from the mirror. Dreams aren't about guarantees. They're about courage. When we talk about big dreams, we're not talking about certainty. We're not talking about blueprints carved in stone or outcomes wrapped up in a neat little bow. Big dreams come without warranties. They don't come with a receipt, a user manual, or a return policy. They don't promise they'll work out. They don't whisper sweet nothings like this is a sure thing. Instead, they stare you down and say, how bad do you want it? Scare you to trust that what's ahead is greater than what's behind. They dare you to move, to risk, to try. And they give you nothing in return but a direction and a heartbeat. And that's why dreams are about courage. Because courage is what steps in when you have no proof, no roadmap, and no applause. Courage is what fuels the first step when the staircase isn't even visible yet. It's what makes you stand up in a world that tells you to sit down. Courage isn't loud. It's not always dramatic. Sometimes it's quiet. Sometimes it's the simple act of continuing when you'd rather quit. The dream doesn't hand you a finish line, it hands you a beginning. In that beginning, it's usually wrapped in fear, soaked in doubt, and full of all the reasons why you shouldn't even try. But if the dream is real, if it's something deep down in your bones, then you don't chase it because it's easy. You chase it because it matters. And what matters requires bravery. People wait around for the green light, for signs, for applause, for someone else to say, yes, now is the time. But a dream doesn't care if the time is perfect. It just asks if you're willing to take the risk anyway, to stand at the edge of the unknown and say, I'll go first, to show up without knowing how it ends. That's courage. You see, guarantees are safe, they're comfortable, but nothing worthwhile ever came wrapped in comfort. The dream doesn't live in the comfort zone. It lives beyond the doubt, past the failure, outside the fence of what others think is possible. That's where courage earns its stripes. It's easy to talk about dreams when everything's going well. It's easy to believe when you've got support. But when no one claps, when the silence is loud and the road is long, that's when courage shows up and does the heavy lifting. A lot of people confuse a dream with a plan. A plan is structured, logical, bullet pointed. A dream, it's fire, it's instinct, it's heart. Every dream has a moment, a breaking point, where you either press on or walk away. That moment is where courage becomes real. It's not about being fearless. It's about saying, I'm scared, but I'm still going. And that right there, that's the line most people don't cross. Not because they can't, but because they're waiting on a guarantee. But the only guarantee a big dream will ever give you is the chance to become more than you were yesterday, the chance to stretch, to grow, to rise, the chance to find out who you are when the chips are down and the stakes are high. The dream offers the journey, not the outcome. And the journey requires courage at every mile.